The Reckless Ray. The Reckless Power Hour. Power Hour.
My God, what's with all the long faces? It's Valentine's Day, for Christ's sake. Love is in the air, and here you two are looking like a couple of mopey muffins. What gives?
Mopey muffins? Seems kinda off-brand for you, Ray. Where's the normal vulgarities?
What can I say? I'm smitten. I got this new black bitch Chantal. I guess she just brings out the sweetness in me.
And there it is.
I know, right? I've been talking this lovey-dovey crap for days now.
How much did this one cost?
I'll have you know nothing. I met her on Black Cupid. It is February after all.
But you're not black.
Yeah, well, I'm not Jewish or Asian either. It doesn't stop me from having a J date and an Asian dating profile either. Say hello to Long Duk Dong. Heyo! I work at Kwang Chong in Lil Guangdong. Me so sorry.
That's despicable.
Relax. My Black Cupid profile is nothing but the truth. Just a light-skinned brother from Compton named Carl. Enjoys G-rap, long walks on the beach, and capping brother's ass from the 212.
Good to see we're kicking off Black History respectfully as always.
Moving forward, we're shortening the month to simply BHM. We don't want to be attracting the wrong crowd anymore with this episode. Frankly, the last few years have generated a lot of unhappy listeners. I'm sick of all the complaints, so we're flying under the radar moving forward.
Now we can't even call it Black History Month?
Hey, what did I just say? I said it's BHM.
I don't care what you say it is. This is wrong. We can't even honor the name of the month now? We had to go and take that away too?
Glorious, isn't it? We really are in the golden age of America.
So, are we even gonna talk about why we have BHM? Why it's important to honor their contributions?
Nope. The DEI days are over, sweetie. It's old white Christian guy day 365 days a year. Just as God always intended.
This is outrageous.
Honestly, it's probably for the best, Sephora. I'm not sure if you've heard our past couple of previous BHM February specials, but they're straight up racist. I'm usually doing some type of regulatory and complaint cleanup well into April.
See, that's the spirit. Besides, we're gonna have Hitch on in the background. Plus, I invited the good Rev to sit in on today's show a little later as our token black guy.
The Rev is here.
And you should thank me, Auggie. I've noticed you've been down a bit lately, so I thought who better to give you some spiritual guidance than the good Rev. Not to mention some advice with the ladies, which we both know you're desperately in need of, saying as you seem to refuse any of my advice.
Telling me to mix in more fives with singles at the Booby Hat Strip Club is not exactly dating advice.
And that right there is why you'll be spending another Valentine's Day alone. And I'll be trying out my new lotion motion swing with Chantal. Not to mention trying out this new titanium hip.
Aw, that's definitely something sexual. But what makes you think this Rev will be able to give Auggie dating advice?
Well, he's black, presumably well hung, and has God on speed dial. He probably gets laid more than Wilt Chamberlain.
Who?
What? Wilt the Stilt, my God! I thought you knew something about BHM. Okay, you know what? We're getting off track here, so please, could you two try and show some appropriate enthusiasm for Cupid's birthday? I mean, honestly, Auggie, how many times can you hit rock bottom? Don't you eventually just bottom out and get used to that dull drum low of yours?
It's been a tough couple of months, Ray. I mean, as a whole, but also personally, I just haven't been having much luck romantically lately, and my depression is starting to get overwhelming. The intrusive thoughts are really starting to spiral, and
yeah, that's something, all right. And you, what's your deal, Sephora? No one's been cranking the shaft on you lately, or what? You know, if it's a little loving you're after, 2 cups of Ray is good for what ails ya.
It's like he just actively tries to rack up the sexual harassment lawsuits.
Look, I get it that clearly no one from the opposite sex can stand either one of you, but we still have a show to put on here. Try to be professional.
Fine, what's the Valentine's Day topic this year? How hookers make the best dates, how to pick up a stripper, best hourly rate motels in the greater Tampa area.
No, but those are some excellent ideas for future programming. In fact, Sephora, make note of those last 2. Might throw them in my newsletter, Ray's Rendezvous. For those who weren't aware, I've begun penning a monthly newsletter to my legion of fans. Comes out the last Friday of every month. You can subscribe here for only a modest fee of $69 per year.
It's like he's stuck at 13 years old.
You know, I think it actually does help a bit knowing there are folks out there subscribing to that newsletter who are worse off than me.
Yeah, whatever you say, Bent Carrot 14. Don't think for a second I don't know that's you, Auggie. But in honor of Cupid's birthday, I thought today's show will be counting down the top 5 greatest Auggie dating fails in the last 5 years. We didn't have enough hours in the day to cover his lifetime, so we limited the countdown to his more recent embarrassments.
Oh, wonderful. You know, I blame myself for not seeing this coming. You'd think I'd learn after all these years.
No offense, Auggie, but this does actually sound like some pretty good programming. It's not highbrow, but let's face it, us libs gotta start putting asses back in the seats, and that means slumming a bit from time to time.
All right, let's kick this baby off. Number 5, Harpreet? Did I say that right? Harpreet? Harpreet? Harpreet Bararah. Truth be told, I'm not sure we ever confirmed this was in fact a woman.
Her name was Harpreet, and she was lovely.
Let's get real. She was your customer service rep for the internet router you couldn't set up.
Customer service rep? Oh, Auggie, that's not a date.
Sadly, Auggie did consider this a date. At least that's what his December 13th journal entry said.
I really need to stop leaving my journal lying around.
Probably would be a good life choice for you, but since you didn't, subscribers at Ray's Rendezvous can expect excerpts from that said journal circa 1995, forever known as the day Auggie felt something tingly in his trousers after witnessing Miss Barnes bend over in French class. Ooh la la!
Did you really try to date a customer service rep, Auggie?
Replying in a timely manner to an email is called good etiquette. The fact that I may have broached some personal chat is irrelevant.
The email specifically told you do not reply to the email.
I had a question.
About the router or about how lonely you are?
What I may or may not have said is between me and Harpreet.
Yeah, and anyone listening in or reviewing those emails, you know, the quality assurance reviews.
Look, the point is she responded.
About the router or about you?
Mostly about the router, but I could tell there was some definite vibes connection there, you know.
She referred to you as Mr. Sinker, repeatedly.
There was a bit of an initial communication barrier, yes, I'm willing to admit that.
She was from India, for Christ's sake. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Indians and their erotic arts with the Kama Sutra as much as the next guy. But let's get real. She could barely speak English.
I don't think Harpreet's grasp of English should be on trial here. And you're one to talk, Mr. I've ordered a Belarusian bride before.
Helga was a lovely woman and you know it.
Well, there you go. You agree. Love has no bounds.
I think it has some, Auggie.
Clearly it does, as was expressed in the final email from the fine folks at Mobile Routers Allied, an Indian corporation. Why don't we just bring that little gem up here and read it off for our listeners. Dear Mr. Sinker, we appreciate your business. However, our customer service representatives are here only to provide technological service and support with your A13 5G router. They are not allowed to engage in personal communication with customers. Ms. Bararah has expressed discomfort in the messages you were sending, and we humbly ask you to stop harassing our female employees. Should you have additional questions about your A13 router, please feel free to reach out, and we'll have one of our many male customer service reps provide assistance in the future. Thank you.
Oh, Auggie.
That district manager was entirely on a power trip.
Yeah, he's the one with the issue, all right. All right, moving on. Number 4, Long-Legged Lenore.
Oh, come on, that wasn't even a date. She was a hooker you paid, unbeknownst to me.
Yet you still couldn't close the deal. How is that not an epic date failure?
Because paying a hooker is not a date.
Well, that's debatable.
Sephora.
I suppose it depends. Was there dinner or an activity?
We went to dinner, yes, but only because she seemed lonely and, well, I was hungry.
Plus a movie, may I add. So it was dinner and a movie. And nice places, too, since I had paid up front.
I don't know, Auggie. Sounds like a date to me.
Is no one listening here? She was a prostitute I didn't know about. That's not a date.
You didn't know that at the time.
No, you're right, I didn't. Though it did become obvious when she offered to jerk me off through the popcorn tub if I was willing to spend an extra $100.
Ah, the old pecker and the popcorn routine. A favorite of mine. That warm butter.
Well, I'm never eating popcorn again, or going to the movies.
The point being, I paid for a full night of sexual activities, yet you managed to blow it. Something Lenore should have been doing. Pun very much intended.
That is pretty sad, Auggie. You really couldn't close the deal with a prepaid hooker?
You, of all people, are condoning this. I would have thought this sickens you.
Sex workers are a tough one for the libs, Auggie. On the one hand, the misogyny is overwhelming, and it is deplorable. On the other hand, the aggressively righteous feminist in me says that women should have the right to make their own choices. So, it's quite the pickle. Hey, look at that. I made a funny.
Yeah, you're both on fire today. Let's just get through this segment.
Oh, we're only getting started, Augustus. The tales of woeful humiliation only get better from here. But in the interest of time, number 3. Auggie spends half of his annual salary on a private dinner concert for the curly-haired Melinda Willard, featuring none other than the soothing saxist himself, Kenny G.
That sounds nice. What happened?
Well, let's just say that by the time the night was over, Melinda was very familiar with Kenny's saxophone. And by that I mean...
I know what you mean, Ray. But how on earth did that happen?
Well, somewhere around the third course of the meal, shortly after Kenny did a rousing version of Silhouette, Auggie's irritable bowel syndrome inevitably flared up, giving Kenny his window. 16 minutes later, Auggie returns from his Charmin-filled adventure, only to find Melinda and Kenny intertwined as one. You couldn't even tell who was who. It was just a ball of flesh and curls.
I knew I should have never tried those raw oysters.
I still can't believe she banged him right there on the cafe table in front of you. Who would have known Kenny had that kind of raw passion in him?
Oh, so that's why you get all weird when I curl my hair. It all makes sense now.
Again, can we just move this along, please? I have a therapy appointment to get to, which I'm now expecting to be a lengthy session.
Gladly. Number 2, epic dating fail. Tara in the dog park. Auggie meets a lovely young woman at the park. She's pretty smart, and I don't even know how this happened, but he actually gets the young lady to go on a date with him.
Do we really need to bring up Tara? That one's still pretty raw for me.
Considering what happened, yes. Yes, we do. But you know what? Since I'm a good sport, I can let you tell your side of the story. God knows we're going to need to hear it. So why don't you tell us first about how you met?
We met at the park, like you said.
And what attracted Tara to you? God knows we know it wasn't that mid-40s potato-shaped balding bod of yours, unless she's a chubby chaser like our resident Sephora here. But I didn't get the impression she was.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The big ones just try harder in the sack. I mean, God, do they try.
Insults aside, we both have golden doodles, who we happen to be walking by at the time.
I'm gonna brush past the fact that a grown man has a doodle anything kind of dog, for sake of time here, and just follow up with, so it's safe to say you'd found some commonality in your dogs?
Yes, that would be fair to say.
Anything else?
Well, we talked a bit about some other hobbies, but mostly she seemed interested in Herman, my golden doodle.
Okay, so you're talking with Tara, get off to a good start. Miraculously, you strike up the courage to ask her on a date. That's correct?
I wouldn't say miraculously, but yes, I asked her on a date and she accepted.
What'd you ask her to do?
Given our shared interest with the dogs, I mentioned perhaps we could take them to the dog park for a play date.
Not a bad plan, I'd say overall. I've often taken Mr. Butters to the dog park to scam on the ladies, so I can't fault you there. But anyway, she agrees and the date was set, right?
Correct.
And so the big day finally comes and you're getting ready to meet up on your date. Why don't you walk us through that a bit?
Well, I tried on a couple of my best athleisure shorts, tried a couple different options, colors, Fabletics, Adidas. I was really liking how my quads were looking in the Fabletics, but then I decided...
Okay, believe me when I say no one really cares about this part of the story. Let's move ahead to the leaving for the dog park portion of it. It was about 5 miles away, right?
More or less.
So you needed to drive.
Damn it, you know what happened, Ray? Why are we doing this?
Hey, I'm just trying to set it up for our listeners, and we're getting to the good part here. So you're getting ready to leave, and you stroll out to the garage, and you're thinking, what exactly should I take to the dog park?
Why do we have to relive this?
Why don't you tell everyone, Auggie, what you did decide to take to the dog park?
I got on my moped.
Oh, Auggie.
You got on your moped and drove to see your date at the dog park.
Oh, Auggie.
What happened when you got to the dog park?
I excitedly got off my moped to go and meet Tara.
But you had forgotten something, hadn't you?
Yes,
What was that?
my dog.
Oh, Auggie.
That's right. In Augie's brilliance, he decided to drive a scooter to his planned date at the dog park, forgetting his dog. But remarkably, it still didn't even dawn on him, even then, what he had done. So what happens next?
I started talking to Tara.
And what did she say?
She asked me where my furry little buddy was at.
And what did you say, Auggie? Auggie, what did you say?
I said I didn't expect him to make an appearance on the first date, but I was game if she was.
Oh, Auggie. What on earth would possess you to say that?
Don't know. I was pumped up getting off the moped. My fabletics were feeling good. I had my helmet on. I got caught up in the moment.
On a moped?
And what happened next?
She asked specifically about Herman.
Herman being your golden doodle she had met and the entire reason she had made a date with you in the first place, correct?
Yes.
And then what did you say?
I talked about the band Herman's Hermits and how I was quote-unquote into something good.
But Tara didn't get that reference, did she?
No, she did not. She quickly asked if I had in fact brought my dog, to which it finally occurred to me I had not.
Oh, Auggie.
Yes, oh Auggie indeed. Okay, here we are. The number one Auggie dating failure, little Susie Dixon, in which Auggie actually kills a person because of his incompetence. I shit you not.
What? No way.
Yup, this one's a real doozy. Because Auggie couldn't resist a strawberry cream puff, he ruined a 50th wedding anniversary, and according to the coroner, was likely the cause of Susie's mom going into cardiac arrest.
You're embellishing. That's not what happened.
Yeah, well, the need to call an ambulance in the middle of those two lovely people renewing their wedding vows begs to differ. You know, you on the floor gasping for air? Damn shame, too. Susie was a sweet girl.
My God, Auggie. All this because of your sweet tooth?
Has nothing to do with why I ate it.
Oh, come now, man. Everyone knows your legendary sweet tooth. You saw that puffed up pastry shimmering red, overflowing with the gooey, fatty, creamy custard that you couldn't resist. You inhaled it like you're a prisoner on death row and is your last meal on earth.
No, that is not what happened. I knew it would make me sick. I didn't even want to eat it.
So why'd you eat it then?
It's all because Susie's damn aunt got in my head. I initially declined politely because I had an allergy, and she started saying all this stuff about being a team player and how I was a member of the family. She was shaming me is what it was. She shamed me, all because she never liked me.
Are you actually trying to blame this all on that sweet, sweet Nana Mima? Get real. You just couldn't resist that sweet, fatty custard bomb.
No, I'm telling you, it was Nana Mima. She had it out for me from the start.
Do you even hear yourself right now? Blaming that poor old woman because you can't control yourself around sweets?
So what happened?
Well, right around the time all eyes were misting over during the renewing of the vows, Susie's dad was saying that his wife's eyes shimmered like jewels. Auggie here starts screaming and waving his arms around, wrenching at his chest. Not a dry eye in the house, and this jackass starts knocking people over, claiming he's choking.
I was having an anaphylactic reaction. I couldn't breathe. I could have died.
No, the only thing that died that day was Susie's mom, who became so upset by the whole incident she had a heart attack right there on the spot. Fortunately, the ambulance had already been called for the baby over here, but alas, it was too late.
Oh, Auggie. You really killed her, didn't you?
Well, that and his relationship with Susie. Poor girl.
What became of Susie?
Last I heard, the whole family fell apart. Mima died shortly after, heartbroken for his sister. Susie's dad drowned himself in the bottle. And the word on the street is that they just call Susie Cream Puff these days, if you know what I mean. All because of Auggie.
This is officially the worst Valentine's Day ever.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Hey, look at that. It's the Rev. What do you got for us here today, Rev?
I got some pastries for y'all for the big day.
Pink and red for Valentine's Day? What kind are those?
Strawberry.
Ooh, I'll try one.
No!
Just a little taste. I'll be fine.
Well, there you have it, folks. Your love life might suck, but it can't be worse than Augie's. Happy Valentine's Day.
He says, I love you, girl, I won't make you cry. He's a liar. I turn around, he gives my best girl the eyes. He's a liar, he's a liar. He says I'm home, baby, I'm watching the game. I see him pouting on his friend's Instagram.
He's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar.
He says I'm staying in bed, I got a virus. He says his ex-girlfriend is my